What is up? My name is Cooper. Welcome to Safari Builds, and behind me we have a 2023 Porsche Dakar, and oh my goodness, this car is an insane rally beast. I am the Safari expert, and today I'm going to be teaching you every single thing you need to know about this car. We're going to talk about everything from the carbon hood, these two carbon elements, the mirror and this little triangle. The whole rear spoiler is carbon fiber. I mean, they did everything they could when designing this car to make it the ultimate beast. We're going to be talking about suspension, headlights, roof rack, sound systems, interior, steering, engine compatibility. I don't know what I just said, but engine performance. So let's get right into it. So just looking at the side profile of this car, there's many different curves and angles. You see that it's really similar to Porsche's GTS 4. Now, this car is 3 inches higher than the standard 911, and when we hit the lift button, which I will show you eventually, it gets another 2.5 inches of lift, making it 7.5 inches of total lift, which is pretty insane for a sports car like this. And I mean, look at these rims, these brake calipers. This car was meant for off-road. Now, these Scorpion rear tires for this Porsche, they're pretty standard. A lot of the other Dakars have Scorpion tires. These things are crazy. They have 295 millimeters of width and a 40% sidewall, which is pretty big for a tire, especially for a sports car. It has 20-inch, like it fits 20 inches, which is pretty freaking huge. These tires are perfect for grip, and you know how Porsche does it. They're freaking huge. They're almost as big as truck tires. And just walking around this car, I mean, the hints of red everywhere. The red brake calipers, safety markers, both the red tow hooks on the front and back. But this wrap that you're seeing is a wrap that is Porsche Sports Classic Gray. And then we have a ghosted side stripe by Singer Vehicle and Design. Like we talked about earlier, there's carbon fiber all over this car. I mean, it is 100% ready to race. The hood is the lightest hood you've ever lifted, like lifting it up. So there's a super cool feature on this car. So you walk up to the car with the keys, you hear some clicking, you just go like this, the hood opens, you find the latch, and the hood lifts up. It's a Frunk, there's tons of storage in here. There's a toolkit, right? Not much else is going on. You have your windshield wiper fluid, some air vents, and then you have this carbon hood up here, which is the lightest thing you've ever lifted. Like, it's crazy. Let's take a look at these headlights. So just looking at these headlights, they're the Porsche LED matrix headlights, and that means, so basically, if you accelerate, the lights will tilt down because essentially the front end of the car is tilting up so much that the lights need to tilt down to stay on the road. And when you brake, they'll tilt up because your car is going to lurch so much. And just the engineering in that is already by itself so crazy. And these lights are so bright on their own, you almost don't even need the extra lights on the roof rack. But just looking up there, you can see them. And I actually haven't seen how they look yet, so let's take a quick look. So I will be showing you how to access these from the inside and outside, but you come up to the car, open the door, you find the jellyfish launcher button, you hit it, the lights are super bright. Yeah, the roof rack is pretty sweet, and so another cool fact is there was only 2,500 ever made. This is number 495, and actually they only made the same number of roof racks, so you can't just like have infinite roof rack glitch. This thing is insane. Not sure if you can see them, but up on the roof you have little baby traction boards that say Porsche. They're pretty sweet, tons of other room. Porsche makes bags, gas tanks, and water tanks that you can put up there. Yeah, tons and tons of sensors. This car actually has the like 360 backup camera, so when you back up, you can see a 360 of the whole car due to cameras hiding everywhere. Let's take a look on the inside car. So the handle sticks out. Like, look, if we lock the car, it goes in, the mirror folds up, and you can't get into it, right? You're like, oh no. But since I have the keys, it's gonna let me. The glass on this car is lightweight glass. So already when you walk in, you're greeted with a 911 Dakar logo on the ground. You have these Burmester surround sound stereos all over the car on both sides. And this thing feels like a rocket ship. We have an Alcantara interior, tons of like suede feeling things. We have beautiful colors right here, some matte black colors over there, a wood like finish. And then we have this, which tells you that this is 495 out of 2,500 ever made. Super, super cool car. As Porsches, they have the keys on this side. We have a really, really cool clock over here. Let me get some better lighting. It's a sub-second clock made by Porsche. It just looks super, super cool in this car. And yeah. So these seats are already super, super comfortable. And there's another version you can get that's more of a racing seat. But this seat has a carbon fiber backrest inlay. Push it back. And everything is super adjustable, super squishy. Fire extinguisher. Yeah. The stitching is in a dark gray pattern in this car. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the modes. So we're gonna do this so that everything pops up. Super cool display. Then there's a word down there, normal. So we're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit this wheel right here. We're gonna turn it. So normal mode is best for daily driving. It's very smooth and efficient. We'll go ahead and go down to wet. Wet mode, it adds extra traction in the rain, smoother stability, and smoother throttle. And there's actually little microphones in the front of the car that listen for wet mode, and it will suggest that you put it on if it hears rain or something. Let's keep going. We got sport. Sport is more power, faster shifts, louder exhaust. What else? Let's do off-road mode next. Off-road mode raises the suspension. It optimizes the grip, and it's ideal for usually dirt and gravel conditions. And then there's rally mode. Rally mode is more rear wheel power because this is an all-wheel drive car, which is pretty impressive. And it has a looser traction control so that you can just rip it outside. Okay, so we have 5 buttons right here. The first one is suspension. It adjusts the stiffness and raises the suspension. Then we have the exhaust button. It opens valves for a louder, sportier sound, meaning like some more popping. We have hazards, that puts on the hazard lights, traction control, and the PDC button, which is what a lot of people don't know what it actually is. It's Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control and reduces body roll and improves like the cornering and the stability of the car. It's a super cool feature that they added. Let's take a look at the suspension and how that works. Okay, so from the outside of the car, looks normal. We're gonna hit this button on the inside, and we'll do this. We'll flick this button. The car needs to be on. We're raising the suspension right now. That suspension raised. Let's open the exhaust. And we're actually going to give it a little rev. So we just heard the exhaust and the raise. There's not too much more to cover in this car, but we're gonna cover it all. Everything about this car was just so well fine-tuned. Every seat is so comfy. We have cup holders right here. Pretty sweet. There's that thing I was talking about. It just says 911 Dakar. The cup holder is super well designed actually. There's tons of space in here for any needs. Airbags are right here. These things, super solid. There you go. Yeah. In here, center console, there's not a lot of room in here, but it's pretty solid. Parking brake, heat seaters, manual mode, so you can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel right there. This is your shift knob, you know. Different air things. Yeah. I know that all of you car enthusiasts out there are like, let's see that engine, baby. Dude, this engine is insane. Let's open the back. And I know you're all gonna be super excited to see this, but fun story, you can't see the engine. All you can see is some radiator stuff. So yeah, this is all you have. You can see the radiator oil. That's about it. You cannot see anything else in there. So there's really no point in opening it. This car is so fast. It feels like a rocket ship. Launch control in this thing is unreal. It is a spaceship. Now, we're gonna hold the brake down with our left foot. We're gonna hold. And just like that, we did. So let's just talk about the car and the driveline and the engine. So this car has a flat six twin turbo engine that makes around 473 horsepower. It makes 420 foot-pounds of torque. It has an all-wheel drive driveline system. It has an 8-speed PDK transmission. It can go 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, which is very fast. And on dirt, it can do like the exact same. It's such a fast car, and it is very expensive. It goes for around $222,000, which is a very serious investment. But in all honesty, if I had the money and I enjoyed cars as much as I do, which I do, I would probably buy one. And they're not super hard to find, but they're always super expensive when you do find them, because 2,500 of them, and this is number 495. One last thing, it does, once you fully turn the steering wheel, like you're hitting a Yui, it has like crab walk. So the front wheel turns this way, right? Turns all the way in. This wheel is actually gonna turn a little bit in to help turn the car, you know what I mean? But not a lot, like by a couple degrees. But it still makes a pretty big difference, and driving this thing off-road is one of the coolest experiences I've had. I don't know if that's saying a lot, but it's a super cool car. Like, it just has all this power. I just want to thank you all for watching this video. If I didn't cover anything, or you'd like to see more of this car, please let me know. I'm quite sure me and the owner would both quite enjoy that. I'm gonna be going down to the safari party with my Volvo, and this car will also be there. There's gonna be tons of content coming out this summer. I'm super excited. I have some really big plans coming. Yeah, super stoked. We just hit 105 subscribers. It might change, so if it does, yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Later, alligators.